So spring is almost here and we're about to start spraying the golf course with our herbicides for the upcoming season. I wanted to spend today just kind of talking about what we're spraying, why we're spraying it, what we've changed to get better control over the past few years. We learned some time ago that the best mower we have is this sprayer. Getting out and controlling the weeds before they ever come up is a lot more effective than sending a mower out there and hacking down uneven turf. We used to spray Roundup and a product called pendimethalin almost exclusively out here. And it turns out that pendimethalin doesn't have that great a control or that length of the control as some of the newer products that we have. So one of the products we've switched to is Ronstar, which is the chemical name's oxydiazone, and it is a fantastic pre-emergent herbicide for goosegrass. And then another one that is very good on crabgrass is this Resolute, and its chemical name is prodiamine, and you can find prodiamine in 100 different trade names, brand names. You can find prodiamine in products that you can find at the co-op or at the store. But what we found is that the oxidizone and prodiamine they last longer and provide more consistent control over the kind of weeds that we have out here. And I'll show you why that is here shortly. We use pre-emergent herbicides to theoretically prevent the weeds from coming up in both the fall through the winter and in the spring through the summer. And the way these work is they sort of create a barrier. They'll allow the weed to emerge, put on leaves, and then when it hits that barrier or when its roots hit the barrier, the herbicide then kills the weed before it ever comes up and makes the fairway or tee box or green or whatever we're talking about, But pre-emerges are all about timing. It doesn't do any good to put this out after the weeds have already come up. So as you can see here, this is kind of a map of the U.S. that shows the approximate timing of when crabgrass germinates. And you see we're in that band right in the middle of the country, and usually after April 20th, crabgrass is up. So our goal is to get that product down before that crabgrass ever emerges. So we usually shoot for February or March. The easiest key, though, for projecting when that crabgrass is going to germinate is crabgrass germinates around 57 to 64 degrees soil temperature at an inch depth. Well, that coincides with when forsythia blooms. So you've seen this forsythia in people's yards, and generally when that's blooming, the crabgrass is germinating. Goosegrass, or the crow's foot, germinates a little later than the crabgrass because it comes up at about 63 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit at 4 inches of soil depth. So it's a couple weeks later, but having a product that will catch the crabgrass and the goosegrass is important because you don't want to go out there and put down two different things. This is an example of one of the products we use, and it kind of gives you an idea of, based on the amount of ingredient, how many months of control we should get under ideal conditions. But now, sunlight, excessive rain, excessive heat, they all break these products down. So if we're living in San Diego where it's the same temperature and same amount of sunlight every day, you might actually get these durations of control. But here where we're at, we're hoping for this number, but it never actually gets there. Every year I have folks ask me what they should be doing to their home lawns. And to avoid having a disclaimer here, I won't give any specific recommendations, but I will say there's things on the shelf at Walmart, at Lowe's, at Home Depot, and at your local farmer's co-op that are perfectly safe for you to go apply to your yard that will do a great job. But make sure you're always reading and following that label, especially when it comes to how much water you're putting in and whether you're supposed to be spraying it near bodies of water and things like that. Those are the things that will get you in trouble. Getting it too close to your desired plants will get you in trouble. But I'd also refer you to the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Right now, Knoxville has one of the best turfgrass programs in the nation, one of the top-rated turfgrass programs. They have one of the top-rated weed scientists in the nation. And if you'll go to TennesseeTurfGrassWeeds.org, that's where these current slides came from. They have all kinds of resources. This gives you some trade names. It'll give you a calendar of when you should be putting this stuff out, the rates, some of the restrictions. But I would check with Knoxville or refer to our local ag extension specialist before doing any of this. So there you have it. I hope this video was enlightening. I'd really hope to do a video on covering the greens and why we cover and the protection from those tarps. But fortunately, and knock on wood, we haven't had to pull those tarps on since I started doing these videos. So that may be coming sometime in the near future. But have a great day. And again, if you have any suggestions for videos, let us know and we'll see what we can do.